I'm just going to read through these slides with you just to make sure that you have an understanding, because some of it can be a little bit confusing. We have talked in previous sections how to prove that X and Y are proportional. We've done cross products, we've turned them into decimals, we've done all these things. There is another way to show that X and Y are proportional, which just means equal, and that is when an equation can be written as Y equals KX. That is a K. And we're showing that X and Y are proportional here through this equation. The only number that's going to change is the K. The Y will stay there, the X will stay there. It'll be some number in place of K. So we would have to find what that is, and that's what we're going to talk about later on. But just so we're aware, another way to prove that X and Y are proportional is when the equation is written this way. Y is equal to some number times X. K, again, is a number. It cannot be 0, because if I plugged in 0 here, 0 times X would make X go away because it would just have 0. So the only numbers K cannot be is 0. K represents the multiplicative relationship between X and Y. Multiplicative relationship because we're multiplying K times something, whatever X happens to be, and that will give us Y. So it does represent the relationship between X and Y, and also it is a ratio, which we'll find out later, of Y to X as well. K can also be called the constant of proportionality. Just another name for K, constant of proportionality, because it keeps X and Y proportional, constantly proportional. So again, it is another reason we say it's proportional if this equation can be written this way. And last but not least, when and if I do graph this equation, the line has to pass through the origin, or right here, 0, 0. And that's a visual representation of this equation, is when, if I were to graph it on the coordinate plane, which is something you'll learn later in life, it will pass through the origin. So if you see the line going through 0, 0, then yes, X and Y are proportional. If you're given an equation where you have Y equals some number times X, then yes, X and Y are proportional. So those are two other ways to prove that X and Y are proportional. One, the equation is written this way, and two, the line will pass through 0, 0.